This morning, new green night vision video showing triangles in the sky, but this time the Pentagon offering an explanation to lawmakers.
We're now reasonably confident that these triangles correlate to unmanned aerial systems in the area. The triangular appearance is a result of light passing through the night vision goggles and then being recorded by an SLR camera.
But at the first congressional hearing on UFOs in 50 years, Pentagon officials admitting that most of what they call unidentified aerial phenomena remain unexplained. They also showed lawmakers this video captured by a fighter pilot with a cell phone that shows a metallic object that you might miss if you blink.
I do not have an explanation for what this specific object is.
Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence Scott Bray raising more eyebrows when answering this question.
There have been no collisions between any U.S. assets and one of these UAPs, correct?
We have not had a collision. We've had at least 11 near misses.
Defense officials testifying that there were at least 18 cases where they had data from multiple sensors showing objects that moved in ways that could not be explained, adding they would share more details during a closed-door classified setting. In the past, fighter pilots and former Pentagon officials have told us some of the objects were capable of instant acceleration and estimated speeds of well over 13,000 miles an hour.
Now, the committee says this could be the first of several hearings, with some lawmakers saying next they would like to hear directly from some of the pilots who have encountered those objects firsthand. Guys?
All right,
wow.
Guy Schwartz.
Some of those UFOs must be from Long Island, because I see 13,000 miles an hour on the LIE all the time.
Yeah.
Fast.
That's exactly
Too fast.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories.
It's a gold ore from the NASA space station live fucking feed. Excuse my language. Oh my gosh! Look! What the hell's going on? Holy fuck! NASA space station looking out to the stars. Oh my, that's a fucking massive ship. That's a massive fucking spaceship. Look! Oh my gosh, there's another one flying up there. You can't even see it. Oh, look at, there's another one. There's whole fucking fleets of them. Look at another one right there. Oh, fuck, something's going on. Something's going on, guys. Look at that shit.
Hey, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shai. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makah HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Real quick, as you can see, you should be able to, guess what this video is going into. Matter of fact, let me grab a quick scripture. I'm gonna come back to that Zechariah. Just get the revelation, the first chapter, because this is a topic that we, you should know. You should, by now know, what these vehicles are. These are the chariots, of the Heavenly Father. This is the armies, okay, or the host, of the Lord. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob, okay, who the world ignorantly calls Jehovah or God or Yahweh. His name is Yahweh, and the meaning of his name is he is, or he is to be, or he exists. By Hashem is in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son of the Most High Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his true name is Yahweh Shai, okay, which means he saves or he delivers, all right, which is an omen for what he came to do and what he's coming back to do, which is to deliver the elect, of the nation of Israel, man, all right. He's coming to deliver the ones that were predestinated, to receive salvation, all right, in these end times, or these end days, that we are currently, living in, man. All right. And of course, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. All right. And those vehicles, that it's been gone. This has been gone viral for a while, man. You look into the Project Bluebeam. I believe it was, I think it was like maybe London or England. They released, their records. This was like some years ago that they actually, brought it to the forefront and released all of the different records and testimonies and things of that nature from, you know, a lot of different levels, from civilians, you know, all the way up to government officials, you know what I'm saying? And basically going into detail about, you know, the different craft, you know, and the different, what they call the UAPs, unidentified, you know, aerial phenomenon, okay, or UFO, unidentified flying objects, okay? They've spoken on these things, and now, you know, it's no different, you know, it's just going to continue to come out, okay? There are, what did it say in the Congress? I think it was like, it was a Congress hearing, and it's been over like 40, I think it said 40 to 50 years, you know, until, you know, since this topic has been brought, you know, up, man, all right? And this is the season that we're living in, man. We're living in a season where first and foremost, you know, the Lord said, matter of fact, let's hold this and go to, we can come back to that because I'm going to get the second Ezra, the 13th chapter. Nothing hid, right? Let's see if it come up. It should. Mark 4:22, it says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was there anything kept secret, but that it shall come abroad." Okay? And another one in Luke 8:17, it says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known to come abroad," which is, you know, the message was really reiterated, from each, apostle, man. All right. And so like I was saying, the season of, these things being revealed, we're currently living in. Okay. Because there's going to be no excuses, man, when the Lord, shows his face. And that's why I wanted to let's go back to Revelations, the 1st chapter. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen." Okay. So when the Lord makes his debut, when the Lord cracks these skies, man, everybody's going to see it, man. Hey, listen. In the midst of, the third woe and the third world's war, it's going to be a lot of chaos, man. And that's why the Lord say, if a fire be kindled, right? Let's get that. What will I fire K-I-N-D kindled? It's right here. It says Luke 12:49. It says, "I am come to send fire." Let's go to it. It says, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will it if it already be kindled," man? All right. So the spirit, okay, or the events, all right, that's going to be taking place upon the Lord's, second return, is what, man? And we're gradually, I'm gonna say rapidly, approaching, that hour, man. You're seeing, these from the famine, okay, the pestilence, okay, the wars, everything that the Lord spoke about and said, upon his arrival before he come, what will be taking place, wars and rumors of wars, okay. Right now we're in the middle of a and basically an economic crash, man. They're doing it gradually, and they rolling out, a new this digital currency, which goes hand in hand with Revelation, the 13th chapter, the mark of the beast. All right, but nonetheless, all of these things are rolling out, and when the Lord sees fit, when things really hit the fan and judgment starts rolling, you're going to see, man. You're going to see things are going to get bad out here, right? And then those that make it to the certain point where, where the Lord, basically the end, at the end of the day, the end, all right? When the Lord cracks those clouds, you're going to see him. And that's why I said in Revelation, the 1st chapter, that all the tribes, shall mourn, man. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they which pierced him." So those Roman soldiers that was here, when upon his, when he, went up on the cross, man, and the ones that, ultimately pierced him are going to see, which that goes into reincarnation. So those same spirits, all right, are back on the earth today, man. All right, to receive judgment, you know, at the end of the day, and the Lord's going to deal harshly with them, man. Okay, so let me go back, and this is, you see this right here. This is an appropriate, you know, a reaction, man. And this is Jake. This is, of course, Jake, one of the tribes, and Jake don't know what's going on, man. You know, just completely out of the loop. But that's why the prophets are on the highways and the byways, man, to break these things down to you, to give you the understanding, man. All right, to let you know what, man, that the Lord, man, this is real, man. And those vehicles that's been around for since the beginning, really, man. These chariots have been around for a long time, and there's been, you know, records, okay, of them, man, within all of these different civilizations, man. You know, all these different kingdoms, and you know, these, you know, these different kingdoms that have come and that have you know, risen, that have fallen, or that have been brought down, shall I say. There's records of them, okay. But going back, let's go to because I had Psalms 104, but let's go. I want to go to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, because this is you know, what is that? The Lord of armies, Tazabawath, I believe. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Where we at? 2nd Ezra 13. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed, and this is Ezra receiving a you know, a dream, man, a vision, you know, of you know, the second coming of the Lord. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, man. Okay, the Lord has a cavalry, man. The Lord has an army. He has an air force, man. He got ground troops and he got an air force. All right. And it's been, you know, many accounts within these scriptures, man, within the history, that what, man, the Lord had his army defend, you know, certain men. All right. You know, going back into, you know, King David. All right. Going back into, who was that? That was Elisha, right? Or Elijah. Okay. Actually, he was called up into a chariot, man. All right. Who else, man? Oh, Enoch was called up, you know. And it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And it says, whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And it's talking about those concentrated fire, man. It's talking about lasers. Okay, the Lord, you know, and they've shown it, man. It was back when they were bringing they were speaking about it. This is some year, man. This is a while ago. You know, when they had it was a nuclear test. It was a rocket that was launched, but it wasn't. I believe it was just a test, but they launched it, and it was a chariot that came, you know, up to it, and in mid-air, you know, as this thing was flying at, you know, some fast speeds, it showed you the power of those chariots, man. Like, I mean, the chariot just zipped in and hit it a couple times with some. It looked like beams came off of it, hit it, and then just took off in another direction, man. You know, showing you the speed and just the overall, you know, raw power that these vehicles, that these heavenly vehicles, these starships, okay, that they have, man. Okay. And it says, and it shut that bitch down. So what this is speaking about is the Lord when the world see him. And it says you know, if the fire already be kindled, you know, what would I? Basically, the Lord wants to see this place burning down, you know. But when he comes back, he's gonna fan that fire, man. He's gonna make it bigger, you know, because once those ICBMs, you know, they're gonna be flying, man. You know, they're gonna be flying, and that's why the scripture says, "The righteous shall scarcely be saved," because in the midst of all of that, that's when, you know, the Lord is going to deliver. All right. So It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever his voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue that man that came out of the sea, man. And the sea is referencing the Shemayim, which that's the heavens, okay, in the Hebrew, man. The sea is just speaking about space, okay, speaking about coming out of the heavens, man. All right, and it says those men, all right, and it's speaking about these troops, man, these forces that Esau, Edom, and as well these other nations are going to what, man? The devil's angels, man. All right, these different jets, that they have, man. All right, the different jets and different different types of bombers, and they got a nice little catalog of aerial defense, man. All right, but as you know, I mean, you're coming up against a force that's not of this world, man. So you should, and I mean, it's going to go into what's going to happen. And it says and to subdue that man that came out of the sea, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. And this is Ezra is describing the size of that chariot, which when you go here, and it's the spirit, look at the size of this thing, man. Look at the size of this chariot. That's why he's bugging out. That's why he's so excited, in seeing that. And that's this thing. If it was got close to the earth, I mean, this fucking thing would have its own gravitational pull. They showed that on the last Independence Day, man. The vehicle is so big, man. And that's what Ezra is describing right here. He's saying that verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up on it. It says, but I would have seen the region or the place without. It says the hills was graven, and I cannot, because it was so big. It was so big, there was no end to it, It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. So, these, I mean, you got to imagine, seeing this craft, especially these, in a world where it's been, you see, these things have been made fun of for a long time. And really, the Lord has hid himself. The Lord, what is that? Surely, I think there's a Jeremiah. He says, surely thou art power that hideth himself, man. And of course, Esau, Edom, the biblical wicked, the self-proclaimed Caucasian or self-proclaimed white man, they've a long time they've tried to, sweep these things underneath the rug, man. They tried to hide these things for a number of years, man, for a long time, But the thing is what, these different, social media platforms, and then, technology, with knowledge increasing, as it was, said in Daniel. Everybody has the ability to record these, these sightings, man. Everybody has cameras, man. So it ain't but so, you can't hide it, but for so long. You know what I'm saying? So it says, and yet there's fight, right? Because the Lord is going to have to put a spirit on them to fight. The same way that He did Pharaoh. The wise thing to do, of course, would be, not to scrap and to run, but it's not up to them to run, man. The Lord is dictating and controlling, the minds of men, all right, and what they gonna do. But verse 9, it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but I only saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks with a tempest, man. He's just going to give commands, man. And those ships, they're going to let out. You talk about late, but they show you on these sci-fi movies, man. These on what was that, War of the Worlds? Like I said, Independence Day, War of the Worlds. You seen them things. The trumpet was blown, and and then them chariots on them tripods came up. And they just start zapping, start dehydrating motherfuckers, man. You know, that fire was so hot, it was literally turning everybody back into the, you know, raw elements, man. You know, it's just poof. You know what I'm saying? And that's essentially what's going to take place. You know. So keep going, and I'm gonna end this, man. You know, you get the point. Yep. 11. Is the violence? Right, and that's really the point. I mean, you can read down this chapter. It really, you know, it just goes, you know, more in depth. Did I have any more? Nah, I'm gonna end it right here because I don't want to make this too long. But I mean, this is the point, man. These are the chariots. These are the vehicles of the heavenly. This is the heavenly host, man. These are the vehicles that, you know, the Lord is going to, you know, pick up His elect and, you know, use them to, you know, to bring judgment, man. So with that, you know, all praise hosts. Give me 1 second. What did he say? So what do we go that way or come right here? Okay. I hope so too. Consalaki. Yeah, so with that, you know, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, double honors to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect, man. Shalom.